Shadows of the Storm, a saga of war and doom. In the dark shadows of the 20th century, a war saga of unimagined proportions unfolded, shaking humanity to its foundations. The story I'm about to tell will take you through a labyrinth of intrigue, heroism, and ultimately a fateful confrontation that would change the world forever. It all began in the early 1930s when an aspiring politician named Adolf Hitler took the stage. With his blazing speeches and charismatic aura, he managed to inspire the masses and forge an ideology based on nationalism and supremacy. Germany found itself under his iron fist, and the dark clouds of war were gathering. In 1939, disaster finally broke loose. In a daring move, Hitler invaded neighboring Poland, plunging the world into a maelstrom of violence. Nations fell like dominoes into the abyss of war, and soon the flames of conflict blazed across the battlefields of Europe. As the earth shook and the sky lit up with explosions, heroic stories unfolded of men and women who stood up to the horror. The Allies formed, an alliance of countries determined to stop the growing evil. Their stories are marked by courage and sacrifice as they stood against the unstoppable might of the Axis powers. Years passed and the war reached an all-consuming climax. Battles were fought, cities devastated, and the world seemed to descend into chaos. But even in the darkest hours, the human spirit showed itself in all its greatness. People helped each other, overcame insurmountable obstacles, and proved that hope does not die even in the worst of times. Then, in 1945, the finale of this cruel chapter in history approached. The Allies were advancing on the home of the Axis powers, and the last desperate stand was being made in the ruined city of Berlin. While the world held its breath, a drama unfolded at the heart of the conflict. In a dark bunker surrounded by loyal followers, Hitler realized the hopelessness of the situation. The illusion of glorious triumph began to crumble, and his voice faded in a sea of doubt. Finally, he made a shattering decision. In a last desperate act of control, he took his own life. With his death, the war came to an end. The world breathed a sigh of relief as nations contemplated the shambles of a decade of destruction and suffering. Humanity had paid a heavy price, but from the rubble would emerge a new era of peace and reconstruction. So ended our story, a reminder that even in the darkest hours of the human quest for power and destruction, the spirit of humanity and hope never dies.